Hi, everybody. I hope you're being safe during these unprecedented times, and I hope you're working from home and enjoying this kind of different type of lifestyle. We are now releasing our version 3.3, which is for March. There aren't a lot of features in here, just more polish, and we added one big feature, which is the kind of the conflict checker. So let me just show you how that works. So if you're building out a creative, then let me go into this creative here. So if I click on the Corona and open it up, as you can see, I'm in the creative. And we added a little green dot here next to the creative. So as you can see, I'm the only one accessing this creative. And so if another user happens to launch this creative, so let me just do this and just copy this like this and just open that up in another tab and then add that other user. So now another user accesses that exact same creative. As you can see here, it says test user is also accessing this creative. Please be careful when saving. So as you can see now, that dot goes to red, and it sees that the two of the same users are now accessing the product. So if you were actually to go in here and change something, like suppose I did this now, and I go to save, watch what will happen. And I go back to the other user here, you see it says, test user has modified and saved the creative while you're accessing. Reload to update this creative. This will discard the changes that you made or ignore it and just continue working. So I'm going to ignore it and I'm going to save. So now what I'm doing is I'm actually overriding those changes that other individual had done that was actually in the editor. So it's just a nice feature to know that while you're working on a creative, it's not going to you're not going you know that someone else is actually accessing that creative. Now I'm going to go back to the other one now, and as you can see here, that popped up because I saved it. And then if I actually close this out and leave, and then I go back to my creative here, as you can see, it's back to the green dot. Now let me just show you some of the other changes that we added to the preview page. So I'm going to save and exit like this, and I'm going to go to our, as you can see here, I'm now on this page, which shows the deployments. I actually have a bunch of deployments here for March 29th. I'm just going to create a new deployment, and I'll call this deployment March 30th. And then I'm going to give it, let me just paste here. So, no, I don't want to do that. I want to paste I'm going to paste, because it is a COVID ad, I'm going to paste this URL for that creative. Let me do that. Here we go. Like that, save. So now I actually have two deployments. I'm actually going to change that to page scroller. Yeah, let's just do that and save. So now I have two different page scroller deployments as such. So now I'm going to publish all, and I'm going to launch my preview page. And as you can see now, you can actually see those different deployments actually in your in-page viewer, which is a new feature that we've added. And so now if I go to this preview page and I reload the preview page, there you go. And now if I go here and I click on in-page, and let me just set up, I'm going to set up at the top, I'm going to set up the Fluid 90. In the middle of the page, I want to set up my page scroller. And then at the bottom of the page, I want to set up my Fluid 250. So now, as you can see, there's the Fluid 90 at the top. As I scroll through this, I have my page scroller in the middle of the page, and then I have my Fluid 250 at the bottom of the page. But what I'd like to do here is I've added the deployment. So you can see here there's two different deployments now. So if I just add the 3030, now I can actually add that deployment into the middle of the page. So if you have click-throughs that you want to test with multiple different deployments, you can set that up. And I could just copy this URL and share that URL with a client, but you could set up your deployments now on the page. So those are two of the many features that we've just been bringing out. Some of the other issues have been just advances into the video player that are pretty self-explanatory. But hope you enjoy the new updates, and we'll be keeping in touch. If you have any questions, contact us at support@responsiveads.com. Be safe, everybody, and talk to you soon. Bye-bye.